So checking out Gala, we've had a nasty drop today along with the markets. As of the time of recording this, Gala is down approximately 16.5 to 17%, pushing on 17 as of the time of recording this. You can see if we hop over to this chart, which is a little bit more clean, hop over to the daily and delete this vertical line. You can see yesterday, if you don't know, we rallied because of the Federal Reserve meeting. They announced that they're going to be increasing the interest rates by 50 basis points, which to you non-economists simply means a 0.5% increase in the interest rate. Now, we've wiped out all of the gains we made yesterday, and this is the same in all of the markets. You can see Bitcoin had this bullish rally into the Fed news, didn't get continuation today, and got absolutely rugged. You might be wondering, why did Bitcoin fall this hard? Well, in my opinion, and I mean, I almost feel like it's not an opinion because it is factual. The second the stock market opened today, about 4 or 5 hours ago, it absolutely tanked. The second it opened, the second the stock market opened, Bitcoin started falling with it. So the stock market is leading the rally today. I did make an extensive video on everything that is going on with the stock market earlier, but let's jump into the Gala analysis by itself. I know this is a Gala video. I do like to do things different on my channel. I like to talk about how other markets correlate to what's going on in Gala right now, because while I don't trade stocks, it is very important in my opinion, if you are trading these altcoins, to know what is going on in the stock market, know what's going on in the Bitcoin market, because Gala is going to follow Bitcoin, Bitcoin is going to follow the stock market is going to follow the dollar, and the dollar is breaking very, very bullish right now. And this is why, in my opinion, everything is starting to tumble. So looking at Gala, from your previous fib, we've already hit the 1.618. From this fib, we've invalidated it, so we'll get rid of this, clean up the chart a tiny bit. Now, what's going on the daily time frame? Well, let's scroll it back a bit since pretty much the all-time high on Gala. Now, if we look, you can see this is your daily EMA ribbons. The price was bullish, and the trend, which was bullish, was defined by these daily EMA ribbons. You can see every time we backtested these EMAs, we were bullish. The second, and I'm talking about right here, the second you lost your daily EMA ribbons, we went into a bearish trend. You can see these fired a short, and now the trend is defined by the daily EMA ribbons to the downside that have now flipped bearish. You can see you tried to flip them, and what I look for in a breakout trade is this specifically, because a lot of people keep an eye on moving averages and stuff like this, and they get caught up in these fake outs. They see moves like this where you go up and then you see a back test and then you see a move up and everyone's like, oh my god, we have to buy now, buy now, buy now. I buy after you've broken above the previous invalidation point. So if we were going to go bullish, I would have looked for something like this, where we do break back above that 3.8 cent. We never did that. We just M'd out. And as you can see, I'm going to get to the price in a second, but it's very important to know what trend we are in, how the trend is defined, so we can know how to trade these markets. And you can see, once again, bearish rejections from these EMA ribbons. Once again, came up yesterday. Bearish rejection. Almost every time we get rejected off these, we move down. You can see here when we got rejected, we moved down and made a low. We got rejected here and we moved down and made a low. So as we've only just recently got rejected, I do imagine that we are probably coming down a little bit further to break down the lows. We're already miles below your 786 Fibonacci, so a further move to the downside would not be surprising. Now, tons of bearish volume coming in. If we look at your momentum indicators, you can see we were in this bearish wave that started to subside, and now we're getting these light red candles back, which is indicative that the bears are once again taking back control of the trend. Let's look at our oscillators before we do continue, starting off with your money flow indicator. The money flow indicator and the RSI, to be fair, they're both heavily beaten down. It looks like the money flow indicator is topping out, and it does look like we are heading down. In the lower time frames, we did get quite overextended, and we're having a pretty sharp pullback to the downside right now. On the daily time frames, we are still making high lows, but I would be very, very cautious. What I'm looking for specifically, number one, I'm not trading Gala right now. I do not own Gala. I do not plan on owning Gala until two things happen, two very simple things, and let's go through them right now. Number one, and this is very time sensitive, if Bitcoin, sorry, we need to go over to this chart. If Bitcoin closes a daily candle below 37,600, you can see this would be putting us below this ascending channel that we've been trading in since the 5th of March, all the way back here. Sorry, not the 5th of March, the 5th of January. So this has been going on for a quarter of a year, and we're about to break this 3-month pattern. 4-month pattern, sorry. Really not looking good right now for Bitcoin. You've also broken to the downside of this falling wedge. A fake out in the upside equals a fast move in the opposite direction. We are heading down very strongly right now. So number one caveat for me to consider picking up Gala. Bitcoin, first of all, needs to close above, where was it? Yeah, 37,600. If we close below, I would absolutely not touch any altcoins, as I would imagine the Bitcoin dominance would start to head up. The Bitcoin dominance is very stagnant today. It's not really doing a lot. It is actually heading down a slight amount. But I do imagine if Bitcoin starts breaking down heavily, your altcoins are going to get destroyed. And this is what we're seeing today. You know, Gala's down 17%, Bitcoin's down 8.5%. Obviously, very similar moves here, but Gala is heavily outperforming Bitcoin. What is the second thing I would need to see to break back bullish on Gala? Well, number one, like I said, we looked at the daily time frame to get a gauge of this macro downtrend. If we look at the micro downtrend defined on the 4-hour, you can see something very similar. The price is defined, or you know, the movement is defined by the bearish 4-hourly EMA ribbons, and every time we get rejected we move lower, and you know the trend is your friend until the end. In my opinion, there's no point in DCAing. You might as well just wait for a breakout, because hypothetically, let's say we break out tomorrow, you'd be buying a breakout target of 15.3 cent. That is really not far away from where we are right now. You could assume that this is the bottom, just like I'm sure people assumed this was the bottom. People assumed this and this and this and this, and I could go on and on and on and on. It's very easy to say, oh, buy the dip, buy the dip. Any YouTuber can come on and say, hey guys, you know, we've dumped 16% today, it's time to buy the dip. You could program a robot to do that. I could program my Samsung fridge to do that. You could train a monkey to do that. It does not take skill to look at a chart, see a big red candle and say, oh, I buy the dip. I mean, that is what people who are new to the market do, because they don't know how to trade. I personally do not recommend DCAing altcoins. DCAing Bitcoin, completely different. I think Bitcoin's going to be around for the next 10 years, so I think buying Bitcoin in these red days makes sense. However, is Gala going to be around in 10 years? I'm probably going to make a video later talking about the top 25 cryptos of the previous cycle, and little do we know, or do we know, barely any of those cryptos from 2018 are still in the top 25. Most of them aren't even in the top 100. You've got like ETH, Zcash, XRP and Bitcoin. I think those are the only ones, or there might be a few others that have stayed in the top 25. Apart from that, pretty much everything has, you know, taken a fall from grace, because all these new projects come out and everyone gets euphoric about these. Bitcoin shorts are going crazy today. So like I said, I mean, we're still in a bearish trend. I don't plan on trying to catch the falling knife on Gala. I think it'd make much more sense to look at this downtrend, see that it's very well characterized by your 4-hourly EMAs, and just think, you know, once we finally flip these EMAs, buy the breakout target, and then you're buying a confirmed trend reversal instead of assuming you know where the bottom is. That is what I do personally. I'm looking at this chart. We've got bearish momentum coming in, we've got bearish volume coming in. Your oscillators are getting beat down on the lower time frames, they're dropping like a rock. Bearish engulfing candles. Today we've wiped out all the gains from yesterday. We've got a bearish engulfing candle today. If Bitcoin closes below 37,600, we could move all the way down to 33,000. I do not want to be in Gala while that is happening. I'd much rather be in Bitcoin, because Gala is going to become a lot cheaper against Bitcoin if Bitcoin goes on a crash. So like I said, if Bitcoin closes above 37,000, that is 37,500, that is step number one. Step number two, we need to flip these EMAs. Until both of those things happen, I will not be trading Gala. I would not be touching it. I wouldn't be buying it on spot. I wouldn't be leverage trading it. That is all I've got for Gala. The trend is your friend until the end. All I've got for you today, as always, not financial advice. Cowboy out, and peace.